Hey treasures, welcome back to my channel.
Come on right around. So when I got the door, you were standing with a bottle of red wine ready to pour, dressed in long black satin and lace to the floor. So I went in, then we sat down, started kissing, caressing, told me about jacuzzi, sounded interesting, so we jumped right in.
Okay, so I am still trying to figure out this whole microphone thing. Trust me, it really sucks. I decided that I'm going to be telling you guys a story time about the time I realized there is this girl that supposedly my best friend, but was a snake ass bitch. So, if you want to learn about how my friend was fake, if you want to learn about how I discovered that this girl was not a true friend, if you want to learn about how to be careful about having fake ass bitches, sneaky ass hoes, what else? All of the above, girl. This video is for you. Let's carry on. So this was about, I would say about, like 4 years ago. I started a new job and I became friends with this girl. Now, the thing is like, it's like going to school, right? You kind of learn about the cliques that have already like been set before you got there. And you're kind of like going around to see which way, who you fit in with best, right? And so the girl that I'm going to be talking about, let's give her a name. We're going to call her Amanda because that's her real name. No, I'm joking. We're going to call her Amanda. And so I started to become friends with this girl named Amanda. Now, Amanda was not liked by a lot of the people there because she kind of made everybody like do their work, you know? And she was like a hard ass. So no one really liked her, especially other girls there. Now, I just always did my work and I do not play when it comes to work or school. So I kind of like was not on her radar at all, and so I didn't hate her because she never had to like get on my ass to do things properly. And so anyways, her and I ended up becoming good friends. So I started to notice that like she would have a bunch of problems like with guys, you know, and it was like, you know, I didn't really have problems at this point in time. Like I had just started dating somebody new. And so, you know, when it's like new, it's like the honeymoon phase, right? So like things weren't really going wrong with me with this guy. So she'd be talking to me about this one guy that she was like in love with, but he like did not love her back, but he would still like hook up with her and all that stuff. Now, this girl was one of those types of people that if you were to like call her in the middle of the night, whether you know you did her dirty but she still cared about you, she would 100% like be there for you. Like there was no question about it. And so I really like admired her about that because, you know, I'm also that type of friend. Like I will be there for you no matter what. And so what if I still like you, you know? And like we would always go on these like drives and stuff, and I'm just a really chill person. Like I don't like to go to the club really. I'm too old for that now. I used to when I was younger, but I'm too old for the club all the time. Like I don't like the club. I do not want to go out drinking all the time. Like I don't drink really, so I want to hang out with you. Let's go on a drive, you know? And so we'd, you know, go on drives and like be singing songs and stuff like that. Like love to do that. Me and her were friends, I would say about like almost 2 years like of like being like best friends, and every single time we would be having a conversation, like it was never about me. Like I could be the one to text her and be like, oh my god, like this thing just happened in my world, like this freaking sucks, and somehow we'd end up just talking about her, and there'd be no advice given to like help me out, but it would just end up being about her and I'm trying to console her through like the same shit that happened yesterday, you know? And so I didn't really mind, and I realized like I'm kind of a pushover, but I'm trying to like get over that because I don't like to be that way. But I am a pushover with my friends if I care about you. So I would just like let it go because I was like, at the end of the day, you know, she needs more help in this life than I do. And so if I'm her only confidant, why am I going to, you know, kind of be mad about that? But at the same time, I think friendship should be equal, you know? So it was kind of like, I don't know. Anyway, so there was this incident once upon a time, and I was with her and one of my other friends, and he's gay, and so we were all together and we're like, oh, what do we want to do today or whatever. And then they started talking about this guy. Now we're gonna call him Vinny. Don't ask me why I'm thinking about Jersey Shore. So Vinny, they started talking about Vinny, and I'm like, oh, who's Vinny? And they're like, Vinny used to work like with us. And I'm like, oh, okay. I don't know who he is. So I was like, whatever. And I just went back to like my phone, right? And at this point in time, I'm single. Okay. So the relationship I got in whenever I met her, like that ended. So I'm just thinking like, okay, whatever, I don't care. And so they start talking about Vinny. My gay friend is talking like, I kind of started talking to him recently, and basically he's getting like good vibes from him. Now this guy is not, Vinny is not gay, like not openly gay. Like I don't think he's gay at all, but like, he's known to not be gay. And he's like, I'm getting good feedback from him, and like, yeah, like Vinny, like I'm starting to like develop like a crush on him or whatever. And then Amanda goes, oh yeah, like I fucked him like a couple years ago. And I'm just like, I don't know. I didn't particularly like that she said that, because it was kind of like, to me, like, okay, why would you bring that up now? Number one. Number two, it's like, there's this, our friend that's opening up about having a crush on this guy. Why are you going to add that deterrent? You know what I'm saying? When he's obviously excited about it. Like, I don't know. Like, I just didn't like that energy, because I knew it wasn't out of anything but to be like malicious, and basically to make him be like, whoa, 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 this dude is already taken by me. Keep in mind, this guy, Vinny, has been in a relationship for like a decade, like crazy. So then they get to this idea that, oh, we should be texting him. Like, let's ask him if he wants to hang out. So they end up calling him, and he's like, yeah, I'll meet you guys. So we ended up meeting up at this beach. And it was freezing outside, so I don't know why we went to like a beach like lookout spot. And he ends up coming into the car that we're in, and they're like, hey, this is Chudge, and like, this is Vinny. And then we're like, hey, what's up? And then that was it. And then we decided to go to our other friend, like the gay guy's friend's house. I don't know why I didn't give him a name, but anyways, we're gonna call him Polly, Vinny and Polly. So to Polly's house, and we're hanging out in his garage, and they're like smoking weed and stuff, right? And so somehow me and Vinny end up getting into like this conversation, and all four of us are standing in the garage, and we're all just like talking and stuff like that, while like they're rolling a spliff, I think it's called, whatever. They're rolling something and talking, whatever. And then me and Vinny kind of break away and get into like our own conversation about things, right? Because at the same time, like they all knew him, but like I'm meeting him, so he's kind of like, oh, like, so you work with them now, like how is it for you, like all this shit, right? And so me and him get into like our own conversation, and this is important to the story. So at this time, my skin is clearer, especially than when I was in high school, but I still have like acne prone skin. And so, I will get breakouts, especially like I used to love eating sweets. And like if I had a lollipop, I was getting a pimple like as soon as the lollipop was done, And so I think at this point in time, like I had like a lot of sweets. I think like just a lot of cravings for chocolate then. And so I had like 2 pimples like right here, but they were like really tiny, and like they were like whiteheads, like not a big deal. And so, whatever, I had it this entire day. I noticed that Amanda and Polly are kind of like, so we were like together, and then it was just us two. We were like all like a foursome, and then like it was us two, and they kind of like moved away from us. And I noticed that, and I was kind of like, okay, whatever, me and Vinny discovered that we had something in common, and I was like, oh my god, it was like, oh my god, this is serendipitous, like that's so crazy. So I turned to, my friends, and I'm like, can you guys believe that we have this in common? And then they kind of gave me a look, and they're like, oh, cool. And I was like, And I kind of just was taken aback because I was like, no, no, not these people thinking that I'm trying to get this man to, like, no, like, this has to be a joke, right? Anyway, so I start like calling them over and like bringing them into a conversation, and I'm being like, I'm talking to Vinny, and then I'll be like, oh, Polly, do you remember that this happened? Da, 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 da. Like, and so we all go back to being like a foursome talking. And so as we're doing that, Polly and Vinny get into like a conversation, but like the four of us are like back together again. And Amanda looks at me and she goes, oh, do you know you have like two pimples like right there? And I see in like the corner of my eye, I see Vinny go like, it's like, I've been with you before Vinny was with us, we were together already for like 3 hours. So it was kind of just like, I've been with you this entire time. Why are you bringing it up now? Like, what? And then it was kind of just like, okay, I don't know why, but I don't know why you're bringing up like acne prone skin, but you shouldn't be, because Amanda had very, very like harsh skin, like a harsh like skin journey. I want to say it like in the most respectful way, because I'm not, trying to bash her at all, but like her skin, what, like she would have like cystic acne, and it like looked really painful, and at this point in time it was like really reactive. So it was kind of like, why would you bring that up when it's going to obviously be like, oh, you're talking about skin, and then, you know what I mean, it'll just remind you like, oh, of your skin. Like, why would you ever bring something up like that you have and it's not really like a good thing? If anything, it just makes yours look worse, or like yours becomes a subject to talk about, we ended up hanging out for like a couple more hours, and I kind of just left, and I left it at that. And I just was there. I got home and I was just like, nah, I can't be a part of this friendship anymore, because it's one thing that, the conversation is always about you, and it's one thing that I will take the back burner, because I think that, you just really need someone that's there for you, and I will be that person for you. And, you don't think my problems are as big as yours, because, my life, can seem better than yours in a lot of aspects. So I understand it. But to have a friend that's just a hater, I can't do it. Like, I cannot do it. I am not one of those people that feels like I need to have a billion friends. If anything, honestly, like, I'm cool with having three. And I'm cool with them all not knowing each other. So, yeah, no. I cannot have a hating ass bitch of a friend. So, I pretty much cut her off after that, because I was like, oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. After that, me and Vinny actually ended up becoming friends, or we exchanged, I believe, like he followed me on Instagram, but like nothing really ever came up to it. If I ended up seeing him out in public, like we would say, hey, what's up, but like that was it. And then I think about like 2 years later, me and him became like good friends, so him and I are like kind of friends now. I mean, I don't really think he thinks of me as a friend, but we were talking like every single day at one point, and like, he obviously still had a girlfriend, so like whenever he would flirt with me, I don't play that game at all. Like, I don't need nobody texting me telling me that you have like you're their girlfriend. I don't need any of that drama. So I would always be the one to remind him. So like, a hoe can't come for me. Like, come for your man. I'm doing my due diligence. Keep it over there. But yeah, that was the time that I realized that my best friend was a hater, and I had to like cut that shit, because no, I'm not doing that fuckery. So yeah, have you guys ever experienced someone that was like a hating ass mother bitch? Or have you guys ever experienced somebody trying to just bring you down? Somebody that is just, so insecure or whatever, and they try to make you look worse so that they could feel better for whatever the situation was. Obviously this situation was like because she liked him, or the attention, and that was the way that she chose to do it. And no, I don't care, because it wasn't like I was like openly flirting with him. It wasn't like they knew what my type was, and he was obviously not that. So I don't know why she needed to try to deter him from me and make me seem unattractive, because I had two light little pimples that were literally disappearing as I spoke, I don't know, but I don't need to know, because all I needed to know was everything I saw then, and it was to cut that shit. So yeah, that is the end of my story. I do have another story like this, and it happened with another one of my best friends. Me and her are still friends, but it did change the way that I looked at her, and she got it past me. So if you guys want to know about that story, in the comments down below, and I'll be happy to tell you guys that story and why I didn't have the same reaction that I had to this story. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Bye, guys.
Answer phone, please leave a message after the tone.